on your side. I don't know why this side of my hair is like drawing up.
Listen, and this is both for mine. I don't
It is.
understand.
But
I'm a
so
twisted.
I have actually been thinking about locking my hair.
You will look so gorgeous with locks.
Like I
I love your curls, but locks will look so good on you.
and see, I have been feeling like, you know what? It might
But
be
it's
the time.
it's kind of a semi-permanent decision, though, right? That's why a lot of people don't do it because it's like, what if I want to change my hairstyle? I have to shave my hair off. So
And that's the part. That's the part. And I'd be like, but I've been seeing some who do the mini locks and they still have their curls at the end. And it's very
I can
similar
see
to
some.
yours. It's
Yeah.
like yours. And so when you put your hair up, it still looks like you have curls.
Yes.
It's a thing. So anyways, welcome y'all. Welcome to Pretty Good Coffee. I am so excited to chat with you all today. As you can see, I have a guest and we're talking about hair, coffee, Jesus, all the things that girls love to talk about. So we're going to jump right into that with you. But you already know what I'm going to tell you to do. Before we get started, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, that you hit the like, and that you hit the notification bell so you're always notified when a new video goes up. And then I want you to get your coffee and get your word, and let's get started. Okay, so I am so excited to chat. As you can see, we didn't pause for the conversation. We are kind of just jumping right into it. But before I let her introduce herself, because some of you may recognize her, and actually, if you do recognize her, go ahead and drop in the comments before she says her name, who she is, and what's her business. I want to see, there might be a prize for that. Tell me what's in your coffee. I have the black and bold coffee. I think it is the lemon pepper version. It has like a lemon pepper note in it. It's pretty good. I did the cold brew version, so it's a little bit stronger. I have the Dunkin' Donuts extra creamer in it and a little bit of almond milk from Silk. So it is, of course, unsweetened and vanilla. As you guys know, that's my favorite if I'm not doing oat milk. So that's what I'm drinking. And I am using the new tumbler. I don't know if it's too bright for you guys to see, but this is the HP tumbler that is now available on heyprettylife.com. So if you haven't gotten it, go check it out. Now I've rambled enough. I'm excited because my girl is here. And it is, if you've guessed correctly, LaKendra. So did y'all guess correctly? And tell the truth. Tell the truth in the comments if you guessed correctly. LaKendra, go ahead and introduce yourself to the girls.
All right. Hey, pretty, as Petra would say. My name is LaKendra Garrison, the CEO, founder, and event implementation professional of Integrity Orchid Consulting, where I do event management and logistics. And I'm a God girl. I love my natural hair. And I also love coffee. So, Petra, real quick, like my coffee, I've been on this cold brew kick like all spring and summer. So I've been doing unsweetened cold brew because I need to get my sugars down.
Okay,
Unsweetened
fair.
cold brew, and I've been putting it over ice with a caramel protein shake instead of creamer. Yes, ma'am. And caramel, sugar-free caramel syrup.
Really?
It's delicious. It's delicious, and it's semi-healthy, right? Because there's no sugars at all.
I like that. I'm absolutely going to tell my doctor that. I'm going to do that. I
Yep.
was actually healthy. Yes. Now, when you say protein shake, is it which one? Is the one in the cartons that I've
Yes,
seen
it's
on the
the
Pinterest?
premier. Yeah, the premier protein shake, the
Yes.
caramel flavor. Yep.
Okay. I've seen that. Now I know somebody in real life who's used it. I'm going to try that. I'm going to
Ah,
try that.
TikTok made me do it. So
See, and I saw it on Pinterest.
really, I
Uh-huh.
don't hang out on Pinterest as much. I probably need to hang out on Pinterest more than I hang out on TikTok and Instagram. But
I lose
that's where I
hours
saw
on
it.
TikTok. I lose hours.
Hours
I
and
lose
hours.
I lose hours, which is
Yeah.
perfect for what we're going to be chatting about. Time management, business, all of those things. But if you guys have not recognized LaKendra, her business is actually the event management service that we use for our events. And we've done how many now? 3, 4?
3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've
And
been
we've done a
amazing.
back to back to back. I think from the moment we partnered with her, we said, oh, yeah, it's a yes. And so we have been running. So if you are looking for someone to help you streamline your events, to make them click, and so you can kind of step back and breathe a little bit, she's absolutely the company to work with. And you will see her again in February at the Hey
Yes.
Pretty conference in Ocala. She is managing all of it. Like,
I'm so excited.
All of it. I'm sure we're probably driving her crazy, but she is handling it with grace and professionalism. And we're excited for it all to be implemented to our standards. And you guys already know we believe in top tier, so we only work with top tier. So if you have not checked her out, go to her website, check her out. And now let's get into this word.
Let's get into the word.
Let's get into this word. And we're going to be talking about doing business God's way, obviously, because this is a business partner, right, y'all? And as we're closing out the year, and as some of us are preparing and are in this last quarter of the year, but preparing for the next year, and what we want to do is kind of start time to investing in doing business how he wants you to do it, and really partnering with those people and thinking about his plan, his structure, his goals, his game plan, right? And so the conversation that I want to have centers around Proverbs 16, verses 3 through 4. And I'm going to be reading the CSB version. And it says, "Commit your activities to the Lord, and your plans will be established. The Lord has prepared everything for his purpose, even the wicked for the day of disaster. Commit your activities to the Lord, and your plans will be established. The Lord has prepared everything for his purpose, even the wicked for the day of disaster." So, Lakendra, share your version with us. What version are you going to be reading?
So I'm going to be reading from the English Standard Version. It's very similar to what Petra read. And it says, "Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. The Lord has made everything for its purpose, even the wicked for the day of trouble. Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. The Lord has made everything for its purpose, even the wicked for the day of trouble."
I love that. So that's Proverbs 16, verses 3 through 4. So make sure you go ahead and highlight that in your word right now, and save it, because it's not just for business, it's for life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it says all the things that you're doing, your activities, your work, everything, you need to commit it to the Lord, as in following his plan. So you guys already know how we're going to do it. We're going to just jump right in to what the Holy Spirit has downloaded to us as we read this, and how we can apply it to our everyday life, and how we hope that you can also apply it to yours. So Lakendra, when you read this and we're talking about doing business God's way, what did the Holy
Mm-hmm.
Spirit start speaking to you?
Immediately it brought my business name, right? So the
Mm,
name of my business, Integrity Orchid, and the reason I when I started to develop this business and coming up with the name, I have a whole page of things I scribbled down,
mm,
names of my grandmothers, my things that I love, and but the word integrity stuck out to me because I want to make sure that everything I do is with integrity and
integrity.
it's in alignment with what the Lord has planned for me. So when I was reading this, Petra, I always like to keep things in context. So I started at verse 1. Proverbs
Mhm.
16:1, it says, "The plans of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord."
From the Lord.
So we can have all these plans, and I talk about it all the time. We never know what God has established for us. So
Mm.
when we're talking about doing business God's way, when we look at the word commit and what that means, it means that we have to put our total trust in the Lord. And are we really trusting God to guide us in our business and help us to guide and navigate through the ideas that He's downloaded in our hearts?
I like that. So basically relinquishing control.
Come on, say
So
a
for
word.
those of us who are type A perfectionists, always want things to be a certain way, the word is literally telling us, just like she pointed out, committing, giving it over, relinquishing to God
Hmm.
and what his actual plan is. Because sometimes he'll download something to us and then we decide to run with it. Like, oh, yes,
Right.
I can absolutely do that, God. And let me show you how.
Hmm.
But he wants to not only download the vision, but also the plan.
Right.
Right. And so when you're talking about, I was writing down the different names, some people would think that that's small. Like, why can't you choose your own name? But it's not your vision.
Exactly.
It's not
Exactly.
your vision. It's
And
God's
especially if you
vision.
made that commitment, right? Like if everything in your life, if you want to align, not just your business, but if your life is to be in alignment with the Lord. And some people be like, "Oh, that's so deep. You don't have to pray about everything." As for me, I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray about it. And so yeah, I wrote down all those names and I prayed and asked the Lord to show me what's in alignment with your will for my life. And so even that small thing, as you said, Petra, people look at it as a small thing, um but that speaks volumes for what the business represents. It speaks volumes to the business owner, myself, right? And so I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that, as I was navigating through standing things up for myself, that me and God was here, because I
Yes.
don't want to be over there and completely out of his will.
Yeah, I think it's important too, because when you're talking about his will, his plan, there's multiple steps to that, right? And
Hmm.
so the little things lead to the big things.
Right.
And you're saying committing all the work, all the activity, then you have to think about the planting. So the little thing is the seed,
Mm.
right? And so you start with the small thing, and then you plant it in faith, and then he covers it in favor. And because you have been obedient, you then have the ability, right? And the responsibility to then till properly. And so that's another step. You can't get to the next without the first. And so a lot of times we want to jump to the end, which is the success, which is the vision that he gave you, but you can't get there if you haven't done the seed.
You preaching. Oh, your dad'll be so proud. You said planted in faith, and he will cover it in favor.
In favor,
That's the word, Petra.
in favor. And it's key because even the little, I had a conversation with someone today as we prepare for the conference. I said, I've been praying for God to send the right connections because this is something that I want to grow. And I
Hmm.
know that it won't grow successfully if I plant all willy-nilly, if I plant recklessly, if I'm not careful about the field that I'm tilling right now, because I
Hmm.
have multiple ones, y'all. Y'all thinking about one field, God thinks bigger than that.
Right.
Okay. But because he thinks bigger, then you also have to be trained in where you are. Right. And so I may have a connection over here that can't cross over here. And I
Hmm.
may have a harvest over here that isn't for this set of people. It's for this set of people. Right. And
Right.
so when you're praying about the connections and you're praying about your business and your business management, all of these things, you have to pray at every step of the way because people say, like you said, that's too deep. Is it too deep when you're asking him to bless you?
And is it too deep if you really call yourself a child of God and being obedient? I don't think it is. It's not too deep at all. It's not too deep at all.
It says commit all of it.
Hmm.
All of it. That's the name, that's the discussions, that's the contracts, that's the connections, that's the yeses, that's the
Hmm.
nos.
Right. And can I insert right here, Petra, that all money isn't good money. When you're talking about praying over your connections, when you're praying over your contracts, when you're praying over the
Say this.
yeses and the nos, all money is not good money. Every client is not going to be your client, right? And I know as entrepreneurs, we get caught up and I'm talking to myself, we
Yep,
get caught up in, I just need to get some money and I just need to get some business in. And I
that's
can
it.
understand that and I can absolutely relate to that. But when you get to a point where you're like really connected with God and really committing, that word again, to
Mhm.
aligning your purpose and your activities to the will of God in your life and in your business, you realize that I don't need all of it. All of it is not for me. And like you said, every connection is not going to be one that you need to make. It's not
Mm-mm.
for you.
Or to carry for forever. There will be some that he says yes to now and no to later,
That's it. That's it.
right?
That's it. And we have to trust God enough to know that when he says walk away, that it's for our good,
That it is
right?
for
Because he says the Lord has made everything for his
everything.
purpose. Everything meaning the connections and the disconnections.
And it says, if you'll do
Hmm.
this, if you'll be
Hmm.
obedient in following this, then your plans will be established. There will be
Right.
success in your obedience. There will be success in your obedience, right? And I think that for me, it's hard because
Hmm.
I can tell myself these things and absolutely God, yep, and then when I'm faced with it, I'm like, but this is a really good moment right here.
Right.
This looks like an opportunity. This is shiny. I've worked really hard. It feels like this is the payoff. And God, you dragging your feet. Why are you doing this?
Who are we to tell God he's dragging his feet?
And I think that
Who
that's
are
the
we?
statement.
Right.
But we
Who are we to
do,
tell God?
but we do,
Absolutely.
we
Absolutely
do,
do.
we do. And then we end up in these situations that wasn't meant for us. And then we now
Hmm.
have the burden of carrying someone else's blessing because
Ooh,
it was somebody's blessing. It wasn't yours though.
it
And
wasn't.
now it is a
That's
burden
it.
for you. And you have taken from someone else's storehouse. And now you have the responsibility of that on your hand as well. And so you have to be so careful that when the word is telling you something as specific as commit all of it to him, and then the result is that your plans will be
Hmm.
established because he has already thought about the end from the beginning. You're allowing him to be God and for you to be cared for as the creation instead of you taking the place of the creator and thinking that you can make him the creation. You
Right.
don't create God and his outcomes.
That's it. We can reference back to the old faithful scripture, Jeremiah 29,
Amen.
11.
Yeah.
For I know the plans that I have for you. God already knows all the things that He's established for us, and He has His perfect will and He has His permissive will. He will allow us to go outside of His will and do all this other
Always.
stuff, or we can stay in His perfect will and remain in alignment with Him as we go through it and walk through those plans that He's already. The plan is already established. It's
Always.
already established.
Mm-hmm.
Already established. We just have to commit and trust, let go of all
Uh,
of our hangups. Let your flesh decrease and let the Holy Spirit increase so you can see God and align with God and move forward in anything, not just business, but
anything.
in anything in life.
That's it. That's it. It says that the Lord has prepared everything. He has
Mm-hmm.
prepared everything for his purpose. So those things that you're second guessing, that you're worrying about, that you feel like he ain't moving quickly enough, it says he's
Right.
already prepared for it. He's already taken it into consideration for the greater success that he has set aside for you. We're created for his purpose and his glory.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people this a lot of times in my personal conversations. Even though God calls for us to be humble, God is not humble.
Mm-hmm.
He's absolutely not humble. He's absolutely going to show out and shine. And so if
Every
he has,
time.
I mean, that's a thing. And he wants no
Right.
one else to get his glory. So if he has a plan in place, you have to think about it's going to be big. You just have to follow through. He's prepared and he's thought about everything and he's answered all the
Mm-hmm.
questions
All of
already.
it.
And so
It's
when you're
already done.
thinking about your business and Lord, where are the funds coming from? Where are the people coming from? Where are the opportunities coming from? Where is my growth coming from? I think
Mm-hmm.
it's important for you to go back and say, God, I'm committing everything to you, which means I'm taking my questions off of the table and I'm waiting for you to place your answers there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how does this factor into your plan? What is it
Mm-hmm.
that you want me to do with this business? How can this be a discipleship tool for you? How
Mm-hmm.
does this elevate your glory in the earth? How can I relegate my mind to your word?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Agreed. And Petra, I think too, along with that, sometimes we'll start on something, right?
Mhm.
And I want to give a personal example, if I may.
Yeah.
We'll start on something, and then the Lord will take that something and turn it for His good every single time. So the personal example I want to give is, and Petra knows this. Every morning for like the past year and a half, I'll do a video during the week, and it's something encouraging and inspirational. Let me
Yeah.
tell y'all, and I've shared this before. I started those videos. The moment I started, it was to market my business.
Mm-hmm.
It was to market myself and to try to gain clientele. But the moment I opened my mouth, God said, "No, you're gonna use this for me," and I have not fought against it. And by me doing so, I'm going to be honest. I haven't necessarily gained clientele or gotten any new customers from it. But so many people have reached out and said, "I thank you. Thank you for your encouragement. This has made me cry. I needed to hear this today. I was downtrodden in my spirit." And it's about obedience. So that's how I want to tie it in. It's about being obedient. So even if you have a plan for your life, for your business, for your services, and God takes that thing and does something else with it, let it be.
Let it be.
Like we keep saying, disconnect and let God be God.
That's
Because
it.
whatever God has his hand on, baby, it's gonna be good. It's gonna blow your mind in the end result. And it may seem like such a very small thing to you, but if one person is blessed, if one person hears the word, if one person hears the name Jesus,
That's it.
then it's a success. It's
It's
a
a
success. And
success.
God used you and your platform, whatever that platform may be, to get
Mm-hmm.
that message out.
I think that that's key. How are we defining success?
Come on, because it's
How
relative.
that's it, y'all. It's relative.
Yeah,
Because we go in with these ideas and okay, we have this number that we want to hit. And honestly, I'm not saying that's bad. I actually
it's
think that
not.
that's good. You should absolutely be wise. Okay. Don't be dumb. Don't just
Have a
do
goal.
like you need to have something, right? But you also need to pray about it and put it into the context of God. This is what I believe. This is what I
Hmm.
desire. Show me if that fits within your plan. And if it
Right,
doesn't, wipe it clean. And be
right.
okay with him doing that. Be okay with him doing that because
Be
the
okay.
reality is that she's right. There's a lot of things that I do that doesn't necessarily sell my merch or get people to the events or whatever. But what it does do is get those DMs and those text messages and those emails. Today, I gave my life to Christ because I
Mm,
didn't
that's
realize
it.
that this was even a thing, that I could be a normal person and still be a person of faith.
Yeah,
Like that matters. Like that's more important to me than selling $15,000 worth of merch.
absolutely. But honestly, Petra, a lot of people are not that mature in their faith to say
Yeah.
that, right? And I want to acknowledge that. I don't want people to walk away from this conversation thinking that, they're not where they're supposed to be in their faith, or they're not praying right, or anything like that. That's absolutely not it.
No.
Um, it comes with time with God.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness, it comes with time with God, and it comes with allowing yourself to just be in God's presence, and again aligning yourself with His will and being okay with that. Like you literally have to be okay, uncomfortable with
Yeah.
aligning yourself to God's will. Everybody that hears your message about Jesus or hears you talking about the Bible, that's going to turn some people off. There's going to turn away people
Yep.
who could be a potential client. But you have to be okay with that. That comes with growth and spiritual maturity. I don't expect anybody to start their LLC today and be in this place. I don't think that's reasonable to even ask. But
Mm-mm.
as long as you keep your hand in God's hand and you keep walking with God, you'll further understand the importance of where Petra and I are today. With as much as I want my business to be successful, I do.
Yes.
I want to make six figures with my business, honey. I want to be able to make this my full 9 to 5, my own boss, do all the things, travel, and all
Yes.
that. That's my prayer to God. But that ain't
Amen.
where God got me right now.
Hello.
That's not where I am.
Yes.
So you have to be patient. You have to be patient and show yourself grace, and again trust God through all these things. And so Petra, that brings me to a question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Like, as women of faith, how do you, or have you been faced with someone saying, I like you, I like your brand, but this Jesus stuff, I'm a pass on it? Have you ever been encountered or faced with something like that?
I think they tried.
Because they'll try you.
And I think they did it in a really nice, like smooth way. Like, can you do okay, personal story, I guess. So that's a really good question. I had an opportunity to work with a brand that I have been waiting on. Like this was on my list, y'all. Like
Hmm.
specifically this particular brand, I really want to work with them. Yes. They finally reached out. We had talked, everything seemed good. And after everything kind of went through and I realized that they weren't posting me and they weren't doing XXX, or they just only put me in their stories, I realized that it was because of my messaging. And it was the
Mm.
way that as a faith girl, I tie everything back. But that's because that's who I am. And I'm not going to change that. And so for them, it was well, we really like you, but we don't think that we can put you on our main platform
Wow.
unless you're willing to do, and I'm not willing to do that.
Right.
I'm not willing to do that. And so did it hurt? Did it feel funny because it was something I had specifically asked God for? Yes. Yes. And I think part of the answer that he gave me, he said, I gave you what you asked for, not necessarily what you needed.
That's it.
And it was a learning lesson for me. It was because he absolutely answered my prayer. I absolutely
Yeah.
got the email. I absolutely got like all the things. And I was like, and working with them, they were very nice, y'all. So I'm not saying that they were mean or anything like that, but they did not take me as a full package. And so you have to be careful about how you're praying,
Yeah.
what you're asking God about, because there are going to be some things that He will allow, just like Kendra said, within His permissive will, and that's fine. But it won't feel the same.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
won't feel the same.
And that goes back, like, you don't sacrifice your faith and don't sacrifice your love for Jesus for a dollar. Um,
Nope,
I
it's
think
not worth it.
that's it's not worth it. And I think that's where some people find themselves in, between a rock and a hard place, so to speak, because the
Mhm.
money look good and I know it looks good, right? But look, okay, sis, it looks good. Um,
Yes.
I want to test the theory that money don't buy happiness. I swear, if the Lord bless me with money, I'm gonna test the theory. How
Hello.
be the ever? How be the ever? I'm not willing to test it and lose my soul. You know
No.
what I'm saying? Like,
Uh-uh.
it's Team Jesus all the way.
All
And
the way.
and if someone will not do business with me
Mhm.
because of my faith, and I try to be inclusive, even
Oh
when I
yeah.
talk on social media, I always say your deity of choice or something like that. But I make it very clear that's
Yeah.
for me. I trust and believe and pray to the Lord Jesus Christ. And if someone decides they don't want to do business with me because I'm aligned with God's will for
Mhm.
my life, I wish them well. Um,
Absolutely.
and and that's just what it is. I don't have any ill feelings towards them. I don't hate them. I don't love them any less. I pray for them though, because clearly they
Absolutely.
need Jesus too.
Absolutely.
Need a little bit of this.
We do. We sprinkle some extra prayers that way. Yes, we
That's
do.
it.
hmm hmm But I think that that's key. I think that you have to understand um that the connections that he sends you will not
Hmm.
cause you to question who you are and who he is.
Right.
That you'll
Agree.
know it's him. It'll be very clear because
Hmm.
again, you've committed to him and it does take time to get
Hmm.
to this place. But one of the things that helped me to get to this place was writing things down. Like, this is my goal list and praying over that. And it's very simple. Like,
Yeah.
these are the things. And then as I'm praying, asking God to reveal to me, where's my pride in this? Where's my ego in this? Where's my flesh in this?
Hmm.
And those things help me to strike those out, God. That's simple. That's not a, this is super deep and I gotta, oh, we gotta go. No, just that area, take it piece by piece by piece.
Hmm.
And then as he removes things, he will add things.
Right.
He'll add things and it'll become simpler for you to realize that he is always keeping your plate full. We think sometimes that when we take things off of our goal list or um our wish list, however you want to put it, that our plate gets lean, but
Mm.
it doesn't. Your plate gets full. He has more room to bless you with extra helpings.
Yep.
And that's the difference because, again, remember, there's a seed, which means there has to be a harvest.
Come on.
There has
That's
to
the
be
word.
something. Everything works together. And when the harvest comes, it goes to your plate,
Hmm.
just as it's going to go to those that are purpose to you, but it also goes to your plate.
That's it. That's good. Yeah, for sure. I saw a video, a reel on Instagram yesterday or the day before,
Mhm.
and it spoke directly to that. And it said, we, especially us as entrepreneurs, we feel like we have to stay busy. We feel like we have to continue to do stuff. We always have to have our hands in something. And the reel simply said, if your hands are full, how's God going to give you anything else? You can't hold it.
You can't
You
hold
have to
it.
let go of something for God to give you something.
That's
Just
it.
like, I mean, and I mean, it's so literal. Literal. If I have my hands full, Petra can't hand me a mug of coffee.
I
I have to
can't.
put something down so I can get the cup of coffee. The same it is with the Lord. He
Real
can't
talk.
bless you if you're trying to hold on to stuff. And especially if it's stuff like you said earlier, Petra, that he told you to put down. You're
Yes.
not being obedient to what God is saying to you. And again, I don't think this just applies to only business. This is life, y'all. Like,
This is
put the
life.
stuff down that God, and sometimes it hurts. Let's be real. God will disconnect you from people, places, and things, and it hurts. It causes a period of grief. But trust and believe that through that period of grief, God is going to bless you in the end. And I just trust and believe that because I know it hurts while you're going through it.
It it absolutely hurts. It
Yeah.
absolutely hurts. There's no other way to go around it, and it's going to happen, and it's unreasonable and it's idealistic to think that it won't, that you can surpass it. Like, it's just not a
Hmm.
thing. Um, but one thing that I learned very young is you're gonna cry a lot in a lot of different situations, right? Um, but that just means that there's areas in your life that need to be watered,
Indeed.
and we really have gotten comfortable in desert situations, in
Mm.
dry situations, in areas that we're not growing anyway.
Hmm.
They're already painful for us, and we just don't realize it because we're comfortable in that area.
Yeah.
You weren't happy there. You just don't realize it.
Because you don't know what's better because you won't let yourself to get to allow yourself to get to better.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've definitely been stuck. I might be in that place. I might be in a desert right now, Petra. Let me be honest. I might be. I might be.
Hello.
Might be.
Listen, real
I'm
talk.
just being real. We
Real,
can be real here, right?
like let's do that. I'm gonna give y'all 5 minutes. So, like, real talk. Definitely there. Started out there. Lakendra has seen it in some, and even some of the connections that I had, some of the things that I was doing. Um, like desert. I'm not talking about we close to the oasis. I'm talking about we right there in the middle of the Sahara. Like, God, what is going on, kind of thing.
Hmm.
And even to the point where he's like, I need you to get rid of everything except this.
Yeah.
I need you to get rid of everyone except them. I need you to move out of every space except this one. I need you to start saying no to X, X, and X. And it's hard and it is scary and nothing is coming together. But nothing is coming together because you have not been fully obedient and you have not
Mm-hmm.
fully trusted him with what he's saying. Like you're saying,
Yeah.
okay, God, sure, no problem. But then you're grumbling about it and you're worried about it and you're mad about it and you're sick about it and you're trying to figure out, okay, I'm gonna cut him off today, but I'm gonna work it out in a couple months.
Right. I'll be back.
Because that was me. In
Mm-hmm.
real talk, that was me. I was like, okay, all right, God, okay, I hear you, but it's gonna come back around. And he was like, no, I said, be done with it. I said, walk away from this. I said, trust me in this area. And I'll tell y'all the areas that I have fully let go and fully trusted, I've seen a turnaround.
Mm.
I've seen a turnaround, but I'm absolutely in the desert right now. I'm absolutely 1,000% in the desert. And I'm okay with it because I've
Mm-hmm.
realized that I'm not dying here.
Come on.
I'm not dying here, and I'm taking on the traits of those that live in the desert, the animals, the people, the plants. I'm becoming more resilient.
Mm-hmm.
I'm becoming more flexible. I'm acclimating to different climates because if you've ever been to the desert, it's hot during the day and freezing at night,
Freezing. Yes.
right? I'm becoming more malleable. Like all of those things are happening right now, but I'm absolutely in there.
And let me say this, when we're in those destitute places, that's when it becomes really important to have a tribe. And I know you know how important that is,
Oh,
Petra. But
yes.
you have to have, and I call them inner circles and tribes. I use those terms interchangeably.
Hmm.
But it's so important to have a circle of people who will pray with you, who will cover you, who will pray for you, even when you
Yes.
don't even ask for it. To be like, girl, you dropped on my heart today. I don't know, there's something going on, but I prayed for you. While you're in those destitute places,
Hmm.
having that tribe that's going to pray for you and pray your strength and pray you out of the desert, back into your oasis, back into your land of milk and honey, so to speak.
Hmm.
Get you back in your illustrious places, the place where
That's
growth
it.
is happening, right?
Hmm.
You have to have those things. So when we talk about doing business God's way, that's another key point, is to make sure that you have people around you that are going to pray. Even if they are not in business, they don't have to be entrepreneurs. You just need some prayer warriors. That's all
That.
I'm trying to say. Let me just break it down. You need some prayer warriors around you that are going to pray you through. You also, I think, Petra, need those people who are not necessarily prayer warriors, but they're going to keep it straight.
Yes.
Okay. So they're not always going to pray, but they're going to keep it straight.
They
Like,
will
girl, I don't
ride
know
though.
what you was thinking, but that right there, that wasn't hitting. You
Yes,
need those people. You need
a
those
thousand
people.
percent. And I think that it's important for people to hear you when you're saying that you need covering and you need people that are talking real to you. You're not saying
Mm-hmm.
that you need people that are buying your services or your products all the time or showing up to your things,
Exactly.
because that may not be your audience. Your inner circle is not always your audience.
Absolutely.
They're not always your clientele.
They're
Now,
not always your
sometimes they
friends or your
are.
family.
Can we, y'all?
You want to talk about it, boo? Let's talk about it. It's not always some of your friends or family.
It's absolutely not going to always be that. And that's okay because that's not their realm. And I think it's really important that you begin to commit your mindset to God so that you're not
Mm-hmm.
putting these unreasonable expectations on people that were never meant to
Absolutely.
fulfill them in the first place. Let them be
Yeah.
your friends and family.
That's it.
Let them be your prayer people. Let them
Yeah.
be your accountability partners. Like, let them be what they're supposed to be. And where it crosses over, let it cross over organically. But stop having these expectations that these people that you have close connections with are also supposed to be your clientele and your
Right.
audience, because that's not the case. Now, again, there will be people that cross over, and that's wonderful. And it's amazing. I'm thankful that we both have that in some areas, right? But that's not everyone.
Not everyone.
And you will kill yourself marketing to people who you're not supposed to market to, by the way, y'all, because they're never gonna buy. And if they do, they're gonna grumble and they're gonna try to get a deal from you, and then it's gonna be awkward for both of you.
Come on, because they're gonna feel entitled to this family and friends discount, and their feelings gonna get hurt when I send this proposal, and hurt even more when I send this invoice because
Because it's coming. Because it's coming. It's coming. And I think that that's really, but it's a thing that you have to learn. Everybody's not going to be on your team. Everybody's not going to be at your stuff. Everybody's not going to buy your products. Everybody's not going to use your services. And
mm-hmm.
that is okay.
It's okay. And people get mad about it. Like people feelings get hurt about it, but like Petra said, it's absolutely okay. They're in the space that God has them in your life, and let them be in that space.
Let them be there.
That's
And
like me trying to go down to the hospital and do brain surgery. That's not my space. Why would I be there?
why
You
would I?
know, it's not my space. That's not my lane.
That's the thing.
So the same with your friends and family. What you're providing is not going to be their space.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. And that's good, and it's important for you to hold on to it, because if you continue to push people into spaces that are not meant for them, that means you're pushing out the people that are meant for them,
Come on. Yep.
right? So you got to be careful. You got to be really careful, because there are people that are purpose to you and your business. And so you
Absolutely.
have to hold space for them. Your people hold space for you, not your business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, again, when we're looking at this word, commit your mindset to God, commit your expectations to God, commit your relationships to God, so that you're able to properly differentiate between the two, your relationships and your working relationships, your business partnerships, your opportunities. Like those are all different things, but you have to be willing to commit all of that to God first.
Right.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
So excited. I'm thankful that you came on tonight or
I
today.
am thankful for the invitation. Listen, I love watching your videos and the conversations that you have with people, and I'm just thankful for the connection, honestly. Because while we're sitting up here talking about the connections, Petra, listen, I'm not going to tell why you told me this, but when you told me that your prayers make it to heaven, baby, I knew I knew that I was connected to the right one. So whatever I need,
Yes,
whatever I need,
it's
and
real.
it's real, and again, I'm just really thankful for this time to share, and be transparent about why it's important for me and for you to
Mhm.
make sure that God is present in our business, and and being proud of it, quite honestly.
Yes.
Can I just say that I'm happy and proud that God is in the center of my business, and I trust and believe, even if my bank account don't show it, I'm already rich. I'm already rich. So I really do hope that somebody is blessed by this conversation, honestly.
Me too. I am. Oh, well, you know what? I don't hope. I already know that they are.
Because
I
you know I
already
prayed
know that
about
they
it.
are.
See, the prayer done made it to heaven.
It's done.
Already up there.
Listen, y'all got prayer requests? Let me know. My prayers are real potent, okay? They are real, real potent. Let me I promise y'all, I literally prayed up that little girl that is downstairs in my house right now. Details. My friends can tell you I wrote down exactly what I wanted. If I was ever to have a baby girl, she looks exactly like what I asked for.
Oh, and she's so
Exactly like what
adorable.
I asked for. I have prayed for certain things for people. They've been real specific. They got them. So if y'all want something, listen.
Let me go ahead and text you this prayer request real quick because
It's a
oh
thing. It's a thing. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just telling y'all. Now that's one thing that I do. Mm-hmm.
if you got it,
Mm-hmm.
you got it. If you
Listen,
got it, y'all get you a Petra in your tribe now. I'm trying to tell you. Don't take this Petra, get you a Petra, because she's taken.
I'm
She's
taking.
fully occupied.
Hey, now that listen, I ain't want to tell you, but it's true. It's true. So I'm so thankful for you joining us. I want you, before we go, to share all of your social media handles, your website, so they can connect with you and get your services. And then, y'all, I want y'all to be at the conference February 10th through 11th in Ocala, so you can meet her in person and see her work in person, because you're going to see her doing her thing. And that's important, I think, to see the service on display. So,
Mm-hmm.
LaKendra, share your handles with them.
Yeah, listen, y'all, please connect with me. I love to connect with people. You can reach me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at LaKendra Speaks. That's at LaKendra SPKS, or my business page at Integrity Orchid. IntegrityOrchid.com is where you can see my event management and logistics, and book me for a consultation. So we can talk about your next conference, your next party, your next event, whatever you have going on. Let me come and help you so you can be a gracious host or hostess to your guests, and let me manage all the logistics for you.
It matters. It matters.
It
It really,
matters.
it really does. It really does, y'all. Trust me. If you're wanting to create a holistic, curated experience, get the help. Get the help. She is worth every coin. Every coin.
I
Trust me on
agree.
that. So I want you guys to hold Proverbs 16 verses 3 through 4 in your spirit this week. You're going to need it. It is going to bless you. Make sure that you have some pretty good coffee. And then also make sure that you go to heyprettylife.com to get your tickets for the Hey Pretty Conference, February 10th through 11th. Tickets close December. I think they're closing December 17th. They might be 31st. I don't know if we're going to give you some extra time. So if I were you, I would hop on the December 17th date because I'm sure Terry's going to message and be like, they're not getting to the 31st. The Kendra's laughing because she knows that's exactly how
Yeah.
like that's really how she would tell me. But so you heard it here, December 17th, grab your tickets. We are actually almost completely sold out of the VIP seats. So grab those if that's what you want. We have the afterpay option also at heyprettylife.com. Make sure that you follow LaKendra at LaKendra Speaks on Instagram and at Facebook. And you're on TikTok too.
I am on. I don't know, girl. I don't know my handle on TikTok, but I am on TikTok.
But you can find her. You can
Yes.
absolutely find her on TikTok. So make sure you go there. Integrity Orchid Consulting. That is where you want to hook up with for your event management services. And then have a wonderful week, pretty. Bye.
Bye, y'all.